Oh my god, hey! And welcome back to my Stagey YouTube channel. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Mickey Joe and I am obsessed with all things theatre. Today I am super excited because I am again so lucky to be at a reopening West End performance. I am here again today in Theatreland in London to see everybody's talking about Jamie back in the place where it belongs at the Apollo Theatre in London. This is going to be the show's first performance in 9 months since the national lockdown and I am so excited to get to be one of the first people to see it reopen. I went to the first show back and everybody's talking about Jamie. Oh my god, hey. So I literally just got home from seeing everybody's talking about Jamie prop. There it is, at the Apollo Theatre. It was so cool to see like a full book musical again in a West End theatre. I say this because Six is obviously a different kind of show. It's a one act, it has more of a concerty vibe. I still think it's a musical. Don't at me. Six is a concert, not a musical, people. I have no time for you or your nonsense. But this was the first time being in a West End venue to see a show that had closed in that venue, reopening and sort of renormalising again. There's a few things I want to talk about. I want to talk about what I thought of the show, I want to talk about how the show has changed in a post-COVID world, and I want to talk about the safety measures and the experience of going to see this show in this theatre as well. To start with, how I got my ticket for this, I had booked for what I thought the opening night was going to be back in November, I think. They announced a different opening night, so I booked for that one as well. That got cancelled because of the second national lockdown, and they said that we could request an exchange for our tickets. I still really wanted to be at this first show back to really just be there for the excitement and energy, and thankfully NIMAX came through for me, and they allocated me a seat at the back of the dress circle. I got to the theatre about an hour beforehand. In the days before the show, they had sent an email health questionnaire through asking questions about me and anyone in my household, just to ensure that I was safe to come and see the show. When you get to the venue, they then double check with you if your health has changed since you answered that questionnaire. After that, I got shot in the head with a temperature gun, seemed fine, bag check, showed a ticket, paperless ticketing, so it was a QR code on my phone of the tickets that I'd been emailed through. Then they showed me which door to go into the theatre, where I was met by more staff, who then showed me to the dress circle. It's worth saying I was sat near the door to the dress circle, and the usher who was working that door told every single person coming through, mask on, duration of the show. And as soon as someone took it off in the auditorium, she was over like a bolt of lightning to tell them, mask back on, need you to have your mask on. Where I was sat in the dress circle, alternate rows were empty and also seats between groups, so I had a spare seat to my right and an entire free row in front of me. Plenty of space around me again, felt completely fine. They weren't selling merch yet, which was devastating, but I think to be starting up this whole West End machine, it's a lot to ask on day one. For me to have immediately walked in the building, I was like, where is the merch? And they were like, we're just trying to do a show for now, give us a minute. And I was like, you know what, that's fair. At the beginning of the show, Nika Burns, the producer of NIMAX, came out and gave a little speech thanking the audience for being there, acknowledging the circumstances, saying how pleased everyone at NIMAX was that Jamie was able to reopen. It's a very important show for them. All I could think the whole time when she was giving her speech was how devastating it would be if London goes back into Tier 3 next week, and after this whole wait, this show's only been able to reopen for a couple of weeks before it has to close down again. As for the changes to the show itself, the first thing you notice is that the whole group of students come on with the opening scene and they're all wearing masks in a school, as you would see at the moment, as I see every day of my life as a teacher in a college. There's new lines of dialogue. I'd say the first minute, maybe 2 minutes of the show are all the students complaining about wearing masks and giving Miss Hedge aggro, which they did before. They're just giving her different aggro now about masks, which again is something I hear every day of my life. In that first scene already, there's acknowledgement of the masks, there's acknowledgement of antibacterial hand gel, there's acknowledgement of social distancing. This continues basically throughout the show. This is very much the story of Jamie New happening in a completely mid-COVID world. I'm trying to think of the biggest references to it. One of the ones that's jumping out at me is that his initial drag name that he chooses for himself, Sandra Banana, is now dead. R.I.P. Sandra Banana. The new drag name, spoiler alert, that he wants to go with initially is Antibacterial Hand Gel, which if possible is even worse. That makes Sandra Banana look great. Sandra Banana could win RuPaul's Drag Race UK compared to Antibacterial Hand. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Antibacterial Hand Gel. That's I'm not vibing with that. There's a great line as well when Ray tells Margaret that she'd met someone the night before at Jamie's show, and Margaret tells her, only you could pull in a gay bar during COVID. I thought, as great a laugh line as that is before, it's now even better. But it is pretty constant throughout the show. There's no scene that hasn't been modified slightly in some way just to reflect the times that we're living in. I think because it's important that this show happens now, that this show reflects the present world. It didn't bother me. I know I'd seen some people commenting on Facebook that they came to the theatre for escapism and they didn't want to be confronted by it, but it's not the harsh reality of COVID that you're seeing. It's the minor inconveniences of it. If anything, I think it's less jarring than when I now watch things on TV and see people hugging and I'm like, ah, no, you can't do that, because that's what my brain is now programmed to think. I think it's easier to watch everybody talking about Jamie when they have COVID stuff going on their stage as well. The way the cast are kept safe are they are tested every 48 hours, the crew backstage as well, to make sure that no one has a positive COVID test. They're not really social distancing on stage. They have masks for some numbers and then some where they just don't and they're hugging. Kissing. Kissing is not allowed. Kissing is forbidden. Not that I realised this beforehand, but there are a few kiss moments in Everybody's Talking About Jamie. The first one that I can remember is when Dean pushes Jamie against a desk, and initially he freaks Dean out by like giving him a little peck on the lips. He kisses him. In this one, Dean is wearing a mask over his face, and it happens so fast, and I didn't see, but I think he like spits at him, or he does like an air kiss. It's some sort of like something like that. I think it's a fake spit because we still don't want to be spitting at people. I guess that's why they've got him wearing a mask as well there, so that it's all very safe. But no kiss happens at that moment, from what I could tell. Or I completely misinterpreted it. It was a weird, I didn't quite register what it was. The other one, I think he used to kiss Pretty on the cheek. I might be wrong, but he blows an air kiss and she catches it and then she looks at it meaningfully in her hand. This is during It Means Beautiful in the second act. Another thing that happens is Hugo shoots him in the head with a temperature gun when he goes into the shop. Essentially, they've really just thought through the plot and everything that happens in the show on stage and analysed where it would be changed by a COVID situation. They've done that very cleverly, I think. On to what I actually thought of the show. I really loved it. This is a show I've seen twice before. I saw the original cast way back from the front row of the stalls, which if you've ever sat there at the Apollo, it's like they're up there somewhere and I'm just like, ooh. I also saw it with Leighton Williams the day of West End Live last year. So it's been a while since I've seen the show. I really loved Noah as Jamie. I think he has as much charm as anyone who's come before him. Amazing vocals, fantastic dance moves, killer legs, my god. Biggest star of the show for me at this performance was Melissa Jacques as Margaret New. For most of the cast, I thought it was just really impressive and inspiring that they were all just bouncing back, and this would just look like any other performance, like nothing had happened. They were just coming back with such energy and such enthusiasm, and all of the anxieties and worries and financial strain that I'm sure many of them are going through just melted away and you would have no idea. Melissa Jacques did something even better, which was she brought the anguish and the torture of the past 9 months for the theatre industry on stage with her and eviscerated me emotionally. She was getting massive audience applause before she'd even done He's My Boy. And then she did He's My Boy, and I've never heard her sing before, but the voice that she has and just the emotion that she brought to it and the despair, it was jaw-dropping, honestly. She got a huge ovation at the end. She absolutely deserved it. I was hoping to be able to film the curtain call bow sequence so you could see how much applause there was in the theatre, how excited the cast were to be back. Unfortunately, when I asked if this would be possible, I was told that filming wasn't restarting yet. This is something they're waiting to get confirmation on as theatre staff, but for that performance, or for that day at least, they had been told filming was not allowed. So respectfully, I did not film, because that is how it works in a theatre. If you are told don't film, you don't film. It's that easy. I'm just going to answer a couple of the questions I got from social media. What's it like with the cast wearing masks in parts of the show? Honestly, you don't notice it because everyone in the world wears masks at the moment, so I'm so used to it already, it didn't really register. They have cute masks for like the prom sequence that are like sparkly, and then they have school masks. Is it safe / socially distanced? Well, I felt very safe the entire time. I didn't come anywhere near another human being, and you know, that's how I like my life. As far away from other people as possible. How are the safety measures? Did you feel safer at Jamie or Six? Much the same. The theatres are owned by the same people, so the seating layouts are incredibly similar, the way that they've done it. For Jamie, they were really hot on telling you to keep your masks on and going around the auditorium, and I saw people cleaning the theatre while I was there. There was staff everywhere. There were just so many ushers there, so that people felt safe and so that people knew what they had to do. 6, I think, was dealing with a little bit of ticketing chaos on the day they reopened. I'm seeing 6 again soon, so I'm sure they will also have this in place, but just for that one distinction, I think I felt even safer today at Jamie than I had done at 6, and I felt very safe at 6 as well. And that was my experience at the first performance back of Everybody's Talking About Jamie. I'm excited to hopefully go and see the show again. I hope they can continue to run. As a fun bonus, I was hoping to be able to snag an Everybody's Talking About Jamie mask that I could give away as part of this video. They did not have them on sale, but I do have a programme, a newly printed programme from the theatre's reopening. It has a foreword from Nika Burns about theatre industry surviving the pandemic. It's got cast information inside, it's got beautiful pictures. This is my favourite, this one here, A Place Where We Belong. It's a really great programme, actually. It has a lot more stuff in it than programmes that you get from some other West End theatres, not naming names. But I'm going to be doing a free giveaway of this. If you would like to win this Everybody's Talking About Jamie programme from the Apollo Theatre, it's very simple. All you have to do is make sure you have liked this video, subscribed to my channel, and commented down below with hashtag MickeyJoGiveaway. I will also be putting out a tweet with this video in that you can retweet for an extra entry. Let me know if you have plans to go and see the show anytime soon, or if you have any other questions about it that you would like me to answer in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to subscribe to my Stagey YouTube channel, where I have not only videos of my first trips back to 6, I have other upcoming shows, I have lots of reaction videos coming out, I have so much Stagey content, I can't even tell you. I hope that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day.
For 10 more seconds, I'm Mickey Jo Theatre. Oh my god, hey, thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!